Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Cameron. Albert, some local news. Anytime, I don't care if they name a track, a field, a stadium, locker room, whatever, it's an honor.
Yeah, and congratulations to Jim Nikula from Matthews. He was surprised with the community did for him, the renaming the softball field in his honor. He's Jim Nikula softball field will be there forever. Home of the Lady Stangs, and my place. I played for the great coach Ed McCluskey. The gym was named after him. Does Altoona have anything named after at their place, after any special coach or athlete or anything?
My Biddy coach, Coach Biddy basketball and Teener baseball, won a couple state championships. There's a field named after him.
Awesome.
And I'm sure there are others that I'm not aware of because I left so long ago. But I do know that, and he deserved it. I mean, this guy was tireless year in, year out, you know, renting the basketball floor with his own money.
Yeah.
I used to go up there Sunday nights. My father said, "You want to go up and shoot?" I go, "Yeah," because he had his little guys practicing. But I find out later he paid for it.
Wow.
Those are the guys.
Yeah,
We've talked about givers. Yeah.
Tireless and giving.
Yeah.
Those are that's the true sports fields you want to name after. I know a lot of them based on he won 500 games or 400 games. I'll take this guy. I'll take the guy that paid for stuff, put his time in tirelessly, and was not looking for any recognition.
And everybody wants to win. No, I don't want to hear
everybody.
You know, when they excuse some bum like Draymond, they go, "Well, hey, the guy wants to win across from him."
Right, exactly.
Did you ever not want to win a game?
Never.
Because I'd like to know when it was.
Not one time.
I could say honestly,
Yeah.
I'd be eating lunch and they go, "It's not a league game." I just look at them like they had three eyes. What am I not going to try?
We're going to show up tonight.
And we're just going to, we'll make them feel better about themselves. I'm sorry to say.
No.
And if you competed, did you ever hear these, the talking heads? That's why I'm so against them. They're so bad. Well, maybe they should lose on purpose. This guy's going out there with an ankle that most people wouldn't walk on.
Yes.
He's getting shot up. He's getting taped up. And you want him to go out and lose on purpose?
Tank.
Tank, they call it. Double tank. They're the Sixers. I said, you don't understand how it works. Now, the front office might not want to win.
Oh, yeah, they're different. But
different. Those dudes out there with the
they never
unis
competed.
on,
That's why.
That's exactly. That's exactly it. You know, we talk about that all the time when somebody will say, "Well, I don't know. Want to win? What? How many games have you and I watched? Game 15, game 16.
NFL.
And somebody says, "Well, they have to win." I said, "Buddy, you want to get poor in a hurry?
Yes.
Use that philosophy."
Yeah, so that's one thing I will say about the NFL players.
Oh yeah.
Game 15, 3 and 12 versus 12 and 3. They better buckle up. Because that first hit of the game.
Yeah, right up under here.
Yes.
You know, the funny part is, too, you know, they talk about that. Now, I will say this, and I've noticed this, and I'm sure you have too. The injury list is longer with the bad team.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow, when you're 13 and 2, you're getting out there. But I remember years ago when we were kids, Jack Youngblood playing with a broken leg.
Yeah, the money wasn't as big then. Today, they don't take chances. That money's so important.
We discussed this on the radio. Sometimes it's the team. Like I heard,
besides
they were talking to
yeah.
Zion, and you know Zion's taken a lot, and a lot of it deserved it. He was overweight,
so
blah
games,
blah.
Yeah.
And they said to him, "What are you doing?" He said, "Hey," he said, "they're the boss. When they tell me to sit, and there isn't a fan in New Orleans that thinks he doesn't sit on his own."
Oh, I'm one of those.
I know.
Yeah, but it's changed. It really has.
Yeah. Well, you said the magic word, money.
Yeah, that's big.
These guys used to sell sporting goods out of the
to
season.
make money on the off season. Yeah. And local news, Craig Hannon, a good friend of George and myself, has stepped down from coaching boys basketball at Girard. He's going back to his alma mater at Westminster to be an assistant coach. I talked to Craig after spending 13 seasons.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit because we both know you're closer. Did we train him a little bit way back?
No, not really.
Didn't we train him? No,
much.
Okay. But I remember his three-point shooting.
Yes.
I know that.
All-timer.
That boy can shoot.
Yeah, Craig was an all-timer. And, it just made a lot of sense to him. He's going to make similar money.
Okay.
5 minutes from home. on like Christmas vacation, Thanksgiving vacation,
Yeah.
but he's still going to teach at Girard.
Right.
And it was the perfect storm that it's a place where he played, and his teammate Dave Richards is the head coach.
Right.
So they've been friends forever.
Right.
So
they'll do it.
So it all happened. All
They'll
happened
do
at
a
once.
fantastic job. I'm looking forward. I hadn't been around. COVID kind of changed my
I remember you used to go all the time.
habits, and I'm going to change them back because I want to see these young guys do well. And I just know they will. They had a nice record at Gerard. That's no easy.
No, he had a beautiful record.
That's not easy.
163, 139. Anytime you can finish 30 games over 500, that means. Remember, this is in Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary. Every year he gets a new team in every year.
Exactly.
And that's the way that
and
works.
the competition's good.
Very good.
That's what I'm saying. We know from experience how good these teams are. Like, don't kid yourself.
Every game is good, and the coaching's really good.
There you
George
go.
has told me that many times that the coaching is really good.
Yeah,
Every time he sees somebody, well coached.
I'll go. I'll say, you know what? I say, might not be any D1 players there,
right?
But the teams are organized. They have discipline. They take now this 3 or die thing has really made it.
They're very cookie cutter.
It's hard for us.
It's cookie cutter.
It's hard for us.
Yeah, it's a cookie cutter these days, and it's started up in pros, and now it's all the way down to junior high. And when a kid comes in the gym, they step out and shoot threes. They don't even warm up close to the basket. Frustrating for George and I that some kids shouldn't be doing it at all.
No.
But they all think they're supposed to.
They all think they're shooting, and some of them are. But there's a way.
We
to
like
do
those. You go out.
Yes. It's like the rebound. You throw it back out. The guy steps in rhythm. That's a great shot.
Yeah.
Duke was terrific at that this year. But just coming down and firing off the dribble. I'm sorry. And
the pros do it, but they're a different breed. Let's understand. When you watch one of them do that, don't think you can do it.
And I tell my buddy, he'll say, that pro. I said, no, I don't mean to be rude. I said, but all the guys at your breakfast are 80 or older, and they just didn't play during this game. You think that shot from the top there, 22-9, 23 in the corner, you think that's an easy shot?
For the pros, it is. For everybody else,
exactly. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Also, locally, the seniors at Columbiana, I'll say this again, at Columbiana, senior girls, 46-0 in their conference.
Ready to go, ladies.
4 straight undefeated championship. They're 17-1 on the year. Pretty amazing that they never tasted defeat. Some places never taste wins. They never tasted defeat. Congratulations to the Columbiana girls softball seniors. Locally, Canfield beat Fitch, state-ranked game. Fitch #1 in Division I in softball. Got beat 5-4 by Canfield. Canfield's #5 in Division III. Boardman #4. Division V champion #4, and in Division VII, Matthews, who we talked about early. Those are our ranked teams in softball.
Boy, Fitch seems lately they're everything. Or maybe it just seems that way when we're...
Well, on our show they are, that's for sure. We talk about them a lot.
Yeah, it's just it's nice. And we've... Canfield, Boardman, some of the same names you see, but there's like... When we did a couple TV shows over in Canfield, I noticed an aura of success and expectations being high and them being met. I remember we had a couple kids on getting Scullies. What are you going to major in? Biochemistry.
Yes.
What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to try, and I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man.
Yeah, the economics was socioeconomics of Canfield.
Yeah, absolutely.
Leads to that instantly. Like
absolutely.
When you go to a game there, you see a lot of mom and dads. You go other places. You might see a mom or a dad.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
I've been at a lot. I've done a lot of those.
It's truth of the matter.
Yeah, I've done a lot of those senior nights, and they're different there.
Totally different.
We talked about
100% different.
We've talked about this before, and it's my buddy used to have a line in Butler. We'd be playing North Allegheny, and he'd say like, the Butler kids want to work at Dairy Queen, the NA kids want to own it. And,
Fact.
Yeah. Let's talk about a little bit of NBA. We're going to talk about each conference semi, you and I, and I'll get your thoughts, and then if I have anything different, which I probably won't, but I might.
No, I think you have a lot.
Okay, conference is heating up. New York, Boston, 2-1. They play as we go to tape. So by the time our audience sees this, it'll either be 2-2 or 3-1. Let's discuss it. Boston should be up 3-0. They gave 2 games away with cold shooting and bad shot selection. But you said it the other day. Somebody called the radio and you said they're not going to change, and they didn't.
No, and they shot really well last game. And don't forget, they've been up 20 points in every game.
Yes.
Think of that.
Yes.
So if they just happened to go to the basket more, they'd have won those 2 games too. So Boston is definitely the better team. Knicks are going to come out tonight on fire. I mean, defensively, really guarding. I don't think they can guard. I don't think they can guard Boston.
Too much firepower. Too many spots.
Yeah, I just think so.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. You say you clamp Tatum. Okay, who's got Brown?
Yeah.
Who's got White? Pritchard come in there and hit 5 before you play.
He gets 3 threes in an instant.
Horford, don't let him aim.
He can, and White, we're talking about, forget about White.
Yeah, and how about Porzingis?
And the little kid
7'3"
who can really play. I mean,
no,
that's.
Tell me how you see it.
Boston. When I see it tonight, Boston's the better team.
Okay.
That's really, Knicks are going to play differently.
How
so? What? They're going to be fouling. They're going to be all over them.
Okay.
You know,
if they want to go to the fouling, go ahead.
That's what's going to happen. They have to guard them. Okay. The other thing, I think Brunson has to take more shots. You know, I think he has to know. He has to score.
He has the ball a lot.
Oh, he has the ball all the time.
But
yeah, you can't keep giving.
I heard a stat on the way over here that would have knocked your socks off. And Joby or whatever it is, guarding Tatum, shutting him down.
He didn't shut him down last game.
But I'm saying that was the number of shots too. See, that's the other thing. Tatum's going to get 23, 25 shots.
He's a ball machine.
So he's going to get 20. Like, I always love to go, he had 20 points. I said, well, first of all, the game's like, say, 105, 110. That's his share.
Right.
And secondly, he has the ball, like you always say.
Yeah,
he has the ball.
There's no chance he's not going to get shots up.
Exactly.
There's no chance, and they hope they're not going in. Because I truly believe when they say that about the guy, and I know, and he is. He's a good defender, but the offensive guy has advantage in the NBA. I mean, they can be right in your face. There's some good offensively. Yeah. They elevate right over top of you and
they step
and put it in. Or they step left. I
saw a guy last night for the Pacers. He went in and the guy just stepped in. He's going to block it. He reached around them with his left hand and used English off the glass.
Yeah, they do something.
Now this guy's 6'11".
Exactly.
I get when a 5'11" guy does it.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're all so big.
All right, now a moment of silence for me.
Let's hear it.
Cavs in the. I've seen a lot of games in my life, but that Sunday night game, you have to go some. That is what you call a old-fashioned whooping.
Yeah, I put it on. I called George. I said, George, that score right?
Yeah, he's done it a couple times.
80-39.
80.
Oh, my gosh. So my cousin called. He was a big Cav fan today.
What? He said,
I said, Jimmy D says, I'm going to add more to it, he told me. He said, Mitchell's getting his ankle.
He's done. MRI today.
Now, if he doesn't play,
Albert,
they're getting beat by 30 again.
Albert, I'm watching. Okay? Now, this is on. Now, remember, I have Cleveland, so I know. Now, I did have Indiana in the game, thank goodness. But I'm watching him. He comes out to start the second half. All right? Dribbles out behind the three-point line and goes like this. Walks off. He knew he was done.
Yeah, he didn't play.
He tore it or something. I don't look for him tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what he said. I said, well, that's it's over then. The series is over.
But I don't want to take shade on Indiana. They were getting blasted when he left.
Right. Yeah, 80-39 when he left. Yeah,
I'd say 80-39. They were in shape. Let's talk about the West now a little bit. Once again, as we go to tape, Minnie and Golden State, 2-1 Minnie. Will it go 3-1? If not, what has to happen? I mean, let's face it, without Steph Curry.
Yeah, I don't know how.
He's your
how they scoring?
No, playoff Jimmy get 26.
That's not enough, though.
No, Kuminga needs 20.
Okay.
Can he get 20?
No, he's not short. He's not a short 20.
You know who else isn't either? They found out Hield had a big game, so they figured, well, he'll just step in for Steph. No, that's not how it works.
No, Steph gets him his shots.
See?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what happens, yeah.
You better. Okay, let's talk about it a little bit. Anthony Edwards, is he doing enough? I mean, they're the new.
Well, they have him built too high. He's not as good as they say he is.
Okay, that's what I mean.
That's really. I started watching.
He's good, but he's not.
No, he could be great someday.
Ant-Man.
But he's not in the pros. I mean, he's not in the playoffs. I mean, he's not scoring 35, 40 points.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, not at
and
all.
I was going to follow it up. Then when we get to the next game, I'll follow it up. OKC, that's 2-2. Denver could have won 3. They could have lost 4. What do you see now?
Series is the best series.
Okay,
easily.
now let's talk about this because I'm a Jokic guy, as you know.
Yeah.
He has struggled. This is 3 games in a row where he's having to take 25 shots to get 7 field goals.
And that's why I'm a big proponent of saying don't look at stats in the pros.
Okay.
Because if you look at his stats, you say, oh man, he is great again. 27 points, 14. But when they're giving the ball to him a lot and he's getting the shots up, you're going to get points. There's no way about it. He has struggled for him.
Yeah.
Who's considered the best
when
player.
you say struggle, no, we're saying
the best player in the
24
league.
points, 13 rebounds.
He gets it every game.
You know what he doesn't have, and I noticed it again yesterday?
His assists.
No. 3
What?
assists. Yes, he doesn't have assists.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing that.
No, you
I
were
don't
dead
know.
on. No, he had 20-some in the team's rebounds, but only 3 assists. When he's really, really tough is when he gets mid-20s, 13, 12 assists.
Yeah, triple doubles. Yeah, I was surprised listening to the radio coming over today. I never heard of this in the pros. They only play 6 guys.
It sounds like my team. Yeah, no, you can't.
I mean,
it's showing.
I'm thinking that's where Jokic is struggling.
Yeah.
Because Oklahoma City is attacking him over and over.
You know what
and
he's
over.
averaging? 40 minutes plus.
He has to.
So that's 10
With 6 guys.
Yeah. And
So when he goes out of the game, just for
2 minutes,
the score changes
Oh,
because they have nobody else to put in.
No. And I'll tell you what else too. Little bit of credit to Oak City when he puts the ball down. It's like your old Elwood teams.
You have to do it.
They're like piranhas.
They do. They play great defense.
They're all
I will say
over.
that.
Yeah.
They're a great defensive team.
Nope.
They're underrated in that manner.
One of those talking heads said, when he puts the ball down, there's 6 hands there.
They really do.
And
after it.
that says a lot.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that I got to charge out of. Guy made, now when I say similar, I mean similar. Up and out the other side one-hander. Like, remember the famous Dr. J show.
Yeah.
Well, what stood out to me, by the way, it wasn't the same. It was close. It was not a dog.
That's the greatest move ever.
What's called?
He left over one side.
Not only that, Jalen Rose said, not only that, his hand was on top of the ball. But guess what? That was the finals. The anniversary was yesterday, and we're not in the conference finals yet.
That's an automatic, too. It drives me nuts.
Almost July.
Yeah. As I say to George all the time, George wagers on the NBA, so he's all in. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to believe somebody can be all in if you don't. I mean, it's going to be played till July.
Almost, yeah.
No, I mean it's
yeah.
Unless you're a niche like you're a Cav fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But who wants to watch Minnesota and Golden State tonight?
And I was telling
you'll watch it because you have money on it. But if
if I wasn't on FanDuel, I wouldn't even.
Minnesota Golden State. Who cares about that game?
Even though I have 2 big TVs in the room, I have the. I don't watch it. In other words, it's on.
But normally you call me. You're on.
But I have the other. I'm watching something because. First of all, as you say, it's overkill. Every game is. Remember, we used to wait for Houston, UCLA. We thought we got Shangri-La or something.
Any game on them.
Now, and by the way, this Oak City. Another thing. They played a Friday night, Sunday afternoon in altitude. That benefits the young guys, and as you say, the team playing 9.
Only 6 guys. That hurts.
Yeah, no,
that hurts them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do that. I agree with you. By the way, they're the youngest team.
Yeah, I knew that.
And I'll add one more thing. They won the most games. So we have to, we can't
No, they're the favorite.
Yeah, we can't slight them.
No. Why would I slight Oklahoma City?
No. All right, we have to talk MLB. The Indians, I don't know how they do it, but I just know they do it. Right here, they're sitting at 23-17, 6-4 in the last 10.
They're the ultimate. Nobody knows how they do it. They are. You look at their players, you're thinking Ramirez is a great player.
But they gave him the money, right?
Yeah, he's the one guy that did give them money.
You have to give them credit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of teams would have let him go.
Yeah.
Or they give it to some jabroni that can't
They kept
play.
him, and then just plug in young players. And Kwan's a really good leadoff batter.
Yeah.
But the rest of the players are not. Nobody knows anything about him. Santana they gave away. Now they brought him back. They always have good pitching, not great pitching.
Good pitching.
Good pitching.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Joe and Durko comes on our radio show. But it's something different this year. 23-17 ain't going to win the league. You understand? Before that would have won the league
with
easy.
Scooble.
Yeah, Detroit's there and Kansas City's there. They're in Minnesota's playing better. It's good. It's a really good league.
I heard
now.
a guy in the radio
good
today
league.
say he has Dodger Detroit ticket. I'd hang on to that
So would
bad
I,
boy.
yes.
35 to 1.
Scooble gets in the playoffs.
Oh my!
He gets 2
Now,
wins, I'm sure.
Let's do this one. Pittsburgh 14-27, 2-8 in the last 10, and
Got the manager fired.
They got the man. Now we had a lot of people speak to us over it's been about 5-6 days. Let's be honest about it. He didn't have it. He didn't have much to work with.
Zero
Can we say that fairly?
0 to work with. Once again, they haven't scored since he left either.
No, 3 runs.
They just haven't had really good pitching games.
3
last
runs.
couple
4
games.
runs, you're done with them.
They're done.
If it goes to 4,
Yeah. So
turn the TV off.
How can you win when 5 of your guys are hitting 170? I mean, it's really difficult. And hopefully Gonzalez comes back and Morwitz comes back and they pick up the slack. But if not, they're going to keep losing because you have to score. I'll tell you how bad it is. I looked today at the odds coming in. Skeens, at plus 160.
No.
Yes. That's how bad Pittsburgh's team is. You would have never saw that. Never.
So you figure they're going to get 3 runs.
Playing the Mets.
And that's all Pittsburgh can get.
They know the Mets have scored 4 runs off Skeens and they know the game's over.
Yeah. And that means he doesn't pitch badly.
No.
Is the GM next?
Has to be.
Okay.
Has to be.
How soon?
I think the end of
After
the
the
year.
draft,
I
or-
think the end of the year. I don't think they're going to get him during the season. They would have got him already. I thought they would have got him already.
And let's talk about him also. He has the same restraints. The owner said the other day, he said, I've given them what they need.
He's lying.
What's he talking about?
See, you'd rather tell the truth that I'm trying to make money for my business.
Yeah.
And
Or some,
don't just lie and say
we're on
I'm
a tight
I'm
budget.
giving them everything you can.
He hasn't
No.
given them any.
No, 0.
And I have big capital letters they don't spend enough. Now we know that. But even in the real world, their salary is less than it was 6 years ago. What do you buy
Yeah, you can't
other
do
than
it.
Trump's eggs? What costs less? I mean, really.
Yeah, and we know it. I'm a big Pirate fan, so I know. It's a frustrating experience that if they get any injuries at all to their team, they had 2, they go down the tubes completely because he don't pay any money. I mean, there's no chance.
Like Chapman. Should have been
Should've
an
signed it. We said
automatic
that.
bring back.
Should've
You said
automatic.
it. $10 million.
It ain't like it was 10 million. It wasn't like it was 40 million.
No. And that early in the year, they'd have 3, 4
They would have 3 more wins. Yes.
Because he'd have come in and shut
Yeah.
the door.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
All right, now Colorado, because our good friend Clint's there. We wouldn't wish that on him, would we?
No, this is really bad.
They got beat 22-0.
Well, that checked Bud Black off though. You know that
that was it.
Yeah, they couldn't. And he's a good manager. Once again, you can't do it when you have no players at all. I don't care who's managing, who's doing what. You know,
Oh, they said the Dodger guy the other day.
Davey again?
Davey, but he had
Oh.
some. He plays the game. He said, poor Bud. He said, there's no one that could win there.
Davey did say it?
Davey did.
Good. Thanks,
yeah,
Davey.
Yeah, Davey, we know
I'm appreciate you said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad because somebody else will say, Davey gets there, they wouldn't play this way.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Get out, shut up. We don't want to hear that. And seriously, though, we do like Clint. I hope he doesn't get it.
Yeah.
What are they going to do?
I wonder if he wants that. I'll have to text him and see if he wants that.
I'd be interesting
Yeah,
to know
I
that.
don't know that. Yeah,
they are
sure.
on pace, Albert, to lose way more games
Oh, yeah.
than last
Yeah, this
year's
is the worst
White
pace
Sox.
of anybody. No one's had a pace like this before.
Yeah, they're on a 40 and 120
Yeah,
pace.
I don't know if they're going to win 40.
Okay, now here's something to talk about. This is something you don't hear much locally. Obviously, MLB needs a floor and a ceiling.
Uh-huh.
But there's a guy like the Pirate owner who could cry like a baby during them. But the real reason I don't think he cries about a ceiling is because he doesn't want a floor.
Yeah, go together. And I don't think anybody watching our show understands that. You know, if you cap it off a ceiling, then the floor gets capped off a little higher too. So no,
He'd have to
doesn't
spend
want that.
110,
Yeah, he doesn't want that.
120.
He doesn't want that floor.
No.
George and I always go the other way.
Yeah.
We want the floor. Put it 150 million.
Yeah.
You want to own a team.
Yeah, if you want to
You have to spend 150 million.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, we can't do it. We can't deal with you.
Yeah, because really, it's a good town for, they'll get 1.2 putting garbage
one of
up
them.
there.
I'm one of them.
They'll
I
get
go.
1.5, 1.6 with no problem. That's $20,000 a game. if they're good at all.
Oh, I saw it, but they would get 28 to 30,000 every night.
You're exactly right. Let's talk NFL. They're leaking out their schedule. I mean, and somehow people opening night, Eagles, Cowboys.
Where are they at this time?
Eagles, Cowboys, and people are excited that it's 4 months out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they playing at home?
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing, at least they're not playing in Brazil.
The
or not.
first game's always home.
Okay, thank you, George.
No, the team that wins gets the Thursday
I didn't know
night.
if they changed that though either. I'm trying
but you got me on the right theme.
I didn't know
All
that.
these games in Europe, is this a harbinger of things to come? Is there going to be a pod of 4 teams, Germany, France, Spain, and you go over there and you stay for a month,
Oh my goodness!
and you play them, then is there a chance?
I never heard that one. You guys put me a new one there.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think of why they're playing 7 games out of the country.
I thought it was for jerseys, for
Well,
swag. That's what I thought it was.
That too.
They buy so much swag over there.
That too.
I wasn't sure why.
I can't think of another reason to play 7 games in other countries.
Jeez, oh man.
You know what I mean? Steelers got rid of Pickens. Now everybody hates him. He was lousy. He stunts. He brought the locker room down, which all is true, but he had been doing it for a couple of years.
Yeah. The players,
thoughts?
the players probably, that's what it came to.
Okay.
And somebody who was close to the Steelers, I read 2 articles now, that the players went to.
The leaders like Hayward.
Oh, yeah, so we can't deal with this guy.
You got to get rid
Think
of
of how bad he is.
He won't block.
He won't do anything.
Okay, now Cleveland has 4 QBs in there. Now
That means they don't have one.
Right, your Shador's there. Now see, I'm going to tell you about this Shador Sanders. He doesn't do anything by accident. Gone in there early, going to Children's Hospital, signing jerseys. There's nothing that man does that isn't calculated.
Gotcha.
So keep your eyes on that situation over there. As I think he's 11-1 to start a game or something, and I got to figure he's going to start a game, don't you?
Somewhere.
Steelers still waiting on Rodgers?
Yeah.
Is he coming out?
Yeah, he's coming to Steelers.
Do they know something we don't?
Yeah. They know.
Oh, they do?
He was in Pittsburgh's golf. He just signed up for the golf course in Pittsburgh. Just professional, yeah.
Geez.
So if he signed up for a professional golf course there, you got to think he's coming.
Okay, NCAA football, spring ball's over, but that portal's still active. They're still looking. We need a right tackle.
I heard this today that 2 people on the radio saying, I couldn't believe it. They said the team is going to win the Big 8. I call it the Big 8. What is it, Big 12 now, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's Texas Tech. They said, sure thing. Texas Tech, sure winner. He said, they have put so many players up on their team.
Okay.
It's interesting. I didn't
They
know
had
anything
that
about
great
it.
runner last year. He ran like a tank.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
Guy ran like a tank. Obviously, Ohio State, they're getting their millions up. Texas, very, very active. We knew they would be. Starts
Yes.
1 step away.
Yeah, they're always number 1.
Lane, the portal, Kiffin is going to be in there,
Yeah,
too.
he got 20. He signed 20 of them.
And keep an eye on the team with the bling,
Oregon.
Always watch Oregon.
They said they've always had facilities one step up on everybody. Like, so if Ohio State gets to here,
Yeah,
they
they're
said
already
next
up.
year they're going to up one of them again.
Let me just warn our fans, Title IX could be a factor.
It has to be.
The girls are not going to sit
They ain't
back,
sitting back.
and let them give every minute
No.
they have.
No.
College baseball, softball ready for the tournament. Both are exciting, but they're not March Madness.
I do like them though.
Oh, I do too.
like them.
I love
like them.
softball. You know,
I do like that.
Caitlin Clark put 20,000 fannies in the seats at Iowa. She is a ringmaster.
You know what she can really do? Pass.
We talked about.
Oh my
you
gosh.
Nailed it. No,
She can
you
really
nailed it. I
pass.
said it to someone the other day, and they said to me, they said, you told me she got. I said, yeah. 2 more items. Carr retires, made $200 million. No benefits for Carr.
No.
And now I'm going to end on this because I've ended before like this. Have you watched any UFO games?
I don't know what their colors are.
All right, there you go. Hey, thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.